There's a fire burning inside you, isn't there? That restless urge that no rule, no party line, no political banner can ever put out. You're sick and tired of the same tired games, the promises of freedom that come shackled with invisible chains, the calls for equality that end up rewarding the mediocre, the slogans that push comfort while slowly killing your will to become more. You're trapped in a system that feeds you illusions dressed as truths. The world claims you are free, but hands you a rulebook and says, stay in your lane. It says you're equal, but builds walls around minds and potential. You feel it, the frustration, the suffocation, the gnawing knowing that something is terribly wrong with this setup, with the political dogmas that try to define you, box you in, and decide your fate before you've even had a chance to rise. Let's cut through the noise right now, because pretending any political doctrine can answer your relentless hunger for meaning, for power, for becoming, is a trap. Political ideologies demand loyalty, loyalty that crushes individuality. They demand conformity, while you survive and thrive on breaking from the herd. They cradle comfort and obedience. You crave transcending those limits. The old scripts don't work anymore. The world you inherited is cracking under the weight of lazy certainties and broken systems. But here's the revelation. Freedom is not about belonging to some political dogma. Freedom is about becoming. Not a label, not a side, not a faction, but a self fully actualized, fully alive, fully unleashed. Now listen closely, because this is not soft talk. This is a call to tear down every comfort zone built on inherited ideas that bind you. Rip apart the sacred flags you've been taught to worship. They are nothing but brittle masks hiding the prison walls. Your true battle is not over left or right, red or blue, conservative or liberal. It's the war for your very self. To break free from every script you didn't write and every cage you didn't build. It's about rejecting the illusions fed by states and parties that keep you misaligned, isolated, and misunderstood. The system wants you generic because unique disrupts power. It wants you compliant so it can keep exploiting your potential quietly. You feel that sharp edge inside, the voice that says, I was born for more. It's right. You're not missing potential. You are missing connection to those few others who refuse the chains and who, together, can build something stronger and freer than any political line can promise. The frustration you're feeling is proof you're on the edge of a new reality. It's terrifying because it demands self-overcoming. It demands sacrifice of comfort, certainty, and even safety. But this is the crucible of transformation. Here is what you need to do, step by step, without hesitation or doubt. First, burn the script. Tear off the labels you wear without thinking. Political dogmas are designed to divide and distract. Put down the arguments that box you in. Instead, start demanding one thing of yourself with relentless obsession, understanding reality as it actually is, not as anyone tells you it should be. Stop reading headlines and start studying truths, raw, unfiltered, often inconvenient. This means unlearning the easy lies comfortable to your social group or your friends. Get savage in your pursuit of truth. Rip apart every assumption you hold dear. Question every inherited value. Your freedom depends on this ruthless clarity. Second, rebuild yourself with brutal honesty. Self-actualization is not a fluffy concept. It's a battlefield. You don't find yourself. You create yourself. Every morning you must ask, what version of myself am I building today? What limits am I smashing? This means relentless discipline. It means pushing through fear, shedding easy habits, and constantly stretching your mind and body beyond what you think possible. This is not popular advice. The masses want complacency. You want transformation, so refuse to settle. Build your individuality not for validation, but as a weapon of change. Your identity is your revolution. Third, seek and forge fierce connections, not with crowds, not with followers, but with those rare few capable of turning sparks into infernos. Real change is never a solo act. It's an ecosystem of talent, drive, and shared vision. Political parties promise you numbers. Real networks promise you strength through synergy. Find those who challenge you, who see the cracks in the old systems, who dare to build what the world forgot to dream. This network isn't easy to find because it exists on a different frequency than mainstream noise. Be intolerant of those who settle for anything less than radical transformation. Choose quality, not quantity. Fourth, live by merit only. This is a cruel and beautiful rule. Your value is proven every single day. Forget inheritance, status, or labels handed down to you. Build, create, deliver. Trust, power, and capital flow, not based on who you claim to be, but what you show you can do. This is the ultimate freedom. Merit turning into influence, influence turning into change. It's the purest form of leveling the playing field, where the best ideas, ventures, and breakthroughs win. Politicians masquerade with promises. You act and produce. Be that unstoppable force. Fifth, embrace diversity, not just as tolerance, but as your core strength. The future belongs not to uniformity, but to those who understand that freedom means living with difference and thriving because of those differences. The old political dogmas are tribal. They drag you back to ancient battles over flags and borders. But the world is one mesh of opportunities, talents, and ideas. Only by welcoming the wild, global mix of people, cultures, and views will you build something new, something unbreakable. Finally, transcend. This is the hardest and the most thrilling step. Aim to defy limits, physical, mental, ideological. Don't accept mortality as a boundary. See it as a challenge to be beaten. Reject inherited constraints outright. Choose your own values, your own missions, your own roles. Own absolute freedom not as a phrase, but as your daily reality. This transcending is the final act of liberation from political dogmas that insist you serve flags, platforms, or outdated rules. This isn't just talk. This is a war for your soul, your mind, your destiny. The world lies to you, but you can rewrite the story. Stop looking for salvation in party lines or political promises. Instead, ignite your becoming by mastering reality, building your unshakable self, connecting with the fierce few, living by raw merit, embracing global diversity, and transcending all limits. This is the path out of the cage. The old political dogmas are dead ends. Self-actualization is your rebellion, your power, your future. Do this relentlessly, obsessively, without mercy for your old self. Do this because the world doesn't need another follower. It needs its next great transformer. No excuses, no detours. Start now.